Hi everyone, it's Nicole, and I have another layout, and it's still using the February Kit Club front row, and I did pull a few things from my stash. And here's some wood veneers, and I pulled these flare buttons from my stash and a few of the washi tape from my stash, which I don't end up using. So these stamps are from Studio Calico, the buttons and I do bring out a few of the digital kit, that basic gray page, which I take out every time because I'm trying to use it up, but I don't end up using on this page. That green paper that came in the kit, and the stripe paper that also came in the kit, and I had put them together at the beginning when I did my process video on with the new kit. Now I decide to use a mask again. Like I said, a year or so ago, I went on a binge and bought all kinds of masks, and I have not been using them at all. I did a few mixed media projects, and I did use them on that, but not on my scrapbooking pages. So I decided for the next little bit, I'm gonna, that'll be my first thing that I go to and try to use them up, so that I feel like I didn't buy them for anything, for nothing. And so I'm using this mask from Studio Calico, and I'm just doing a couple of those big chevrons, and it's just sort of to, mimic him running everywhere. The pictures are of my son when we were in Central Park, and that was probably his favorite part of the whole trip, because it was a beautiful day. It was so warm, and there was rocks everywhere and piles of leaves, and there was a pond or a lake, and there was turtles in it, and so he was just having the time of his life, running everywhere and really enjoying himself. So I thought I'd do a page of his favorite spot. And I just love that first picture, because those lanterns or those lamp posts are, when you think of Central Park, for me anyway, I think of those lamp posts, and in the movies when people are in the park, they always show one of those. So I just love that photo, and he's running towards those rocks. And I do have 2 vertical and 1 horizontal photo, but I want to put them all in a row. So what I decided to do is that little blank spot is where I'm going to put my title. So I'm just trying to figure out how exactly I'm going to do that. So I'm going through some of my stuff and trying to think of that. And this is one of the digital kits that I had printed for the month. And the bottom says, "So many of my smiles begin with you." So I'm going to cut it in half. And the top part is going to go at the top of the page. And I thought that was perfect, because it has 3 little hearts there. And it totally, kind of goes with the whole fact that he loves to run and totally being a boy. And then I'm going to take that paper that I had kind of matched with that green paper at the beginning of my kit, and I'm going to use it as a 1/4 inch strip. I think I made it actually 3/8 strip at the top and the bottom of that cluster. And I'm still looking to see if I can use those basic gray cut aparts. And I'm going through all the stuff that I had taken out at the beginning. And these are jelly bean soup journaling spots. And there's one that was perfect for it. It said discover, experiment. I think those are the only 2 words it said: discover, experiment, discover, experiment. So I'm going to end up using that. And those little journaling cards are from Jelly Bean Soup, no, sorry, Jenny Bolin. And they come in several, they're called Memo Notebook, and they come in several different colors. So there's black, green, orange, red. So it's perfect. I mean, it's just basically journaling little spots, and you can make it match to your page. So now I'm going through the rest of the embellishments. And I like to put my embellishments in those bottle caps, so everything's kind of all together and I know where everything is, and I just kind of take out that little, well, it's not little, it's a 4.5-inch bottle cap, and I take everything out and just put it on the page. And at first I just kind of put it messy on the page and just kind of put it where I think it's going to go, and then once I'm ready to glue everything down, then I kind of put everything kind of neat. And that date one, that's sort of an arrow that came, it's to the top right there where my title is going to be. That came in the digital kit. The flare buttons, I believe they're Embellishments, but don't quote me on that. I bought, again, I went on a binge and just bought flare buttons. Like I would go and buy, there's usually 6 to 8 per package, and I would buy like 10 packages. And I had 2 stores that I was buying them from, Embellishments, and the other one I just can't think of it right now. And so I bought like, I don't know, 300 flare badges. So I need to use them up, and I got to find another way to store them too. I have them in a jar now that I bought at Michael's, and I have to take them all out in order to look at them. So I got to figure something out too, because it's making it hard for me to use them. So at this point I decide to ink up everything in brown, the same brown that I had used for my arrows, and it's my Hero Arts Cup of Joe. And instead of removing everything, again, I just take my quick dry adhesive, kind of lift up my embellishments a little bit, and just squirt a bunch of glue underneath. I find a lot of times if I move them, I never get them in the same spot I like them. And I mean, it really doesn't matter, but you know, sometimes little stuff like that drives me crazy. So if I can find another way to do it so it doesn't move, then I do it. And that little square, I guess, with it says right now, that came in the digital kit also. And I'm going to put a flare button, and that one came with its own glue dot in the back. And then there was another from the digital print, it said capture. So I cut that up and put it with where my title cluster is going to be. So today's May 2nd, so I'm hoping to get this layout uploaded today to YouTube. I have 2 more that I have to do the video recorder for. So I'm just going to upload 1 a day, because it does take quite a bit of time to do the process. And then I have 1 on deck, and I plan on doing 2 today, May 2nd, and then 1 tomorrow. So that's 3. And then this weekend is National Scrapbook Day. So I plan on participating to a lot of online. I'll probably go to 2Ps, and I joined another Facebook group. It's called Scrapbook Nerds, and they're having a thing and challenges this weekend. So I plan on doing quite a bit of scrapbooking this weekend. I hope I can film it all, and it'll probably take me, you know, a week to get it all uploaded and all that stuff. And then on Wednesday, I'm leaving for a week. I'm going to Ontario with my daughter. She is in a national cheerleading competition. So at least when I come back, I'll have a few videos to do. I was thinking of maybe bringing my computer and doing that kind of stuff there, but we're so busy while we're there. I know I won't have time, so I'm not even going to bother. I'll just enjoy being with my daughter and take lots of pictures so that I'll have even more pictures to scrapbook when I come home. So at this point, I decide to take some twine and I stretch it out over the 12-inch and kind of put it in between where the two papers end. And at that jelly bean journaling spot, I just put Central Park. And at this point, I'm not really sure. Oh, I'm looking at my date stamp. And I'm going to stamp the date. I'm looking at my page right now and I don't see where I did it. I think I got it ready and I never did. Oh, I stamped it on that little, I was looking down when I did it on the recording on the little label. And then I decide on taking out a little wood veneer. Potty boy. And then I took out my hearts and arrows too. And I'm going to put that at each cluster. And this page, instead of putting the twine, usually I put it with butterflies, little birds, and I even did it once for the wind. I'm going to put the twine everywhere, like with the little potty boy, like he's running around, and then with each heart, because he loves to run. So that was my way of thinking there. And that bottom strip, I just cut an extra bottom strip. And when I just took it out to see, because I did this page about 4 days ago, so I didn't remember too much of doing it. So I wanted it in front of me so that I could see it. I totally glued that bottom strip, totally crooked. It's at least an 1/8 inch, 1/8 off. So, and I tried to remove it, and I must have used quick dry adhesive because there's no way it's coming off. So it's going to stay crooked. So at this point, I use the American Craft This to That for my twine. I love that stuff. It works so well. And my quick dry adhesive for my veneers. I'm almost done that quick dry adhesive. I keep having to shake it. It's probably still going to last another month. I've never seen glue that lasts so long. I buy the 4-ounce bottle, so they're quite big. I know they sell the 2-ounce and the 4-ounce, but I always look for the 4-ounce bottles. Michael's carries the 4-ounce bottles. And then I put a little bit more twine and I'm going to glue that heart. Oh, and I want to let you know, I did have quite a few comments of people asking if there was anywhere that I was putting up pictures. And I do plan on starting a blog, but I mean, unfortunately, there's only so many hours in a day. So I'm trying to, and where I work for 911 and it's 12-hour days and I work 2 days and 2 nights. And I'm supposed to have 5 days off, but I always seem to not have my 5 days off. So like I said, I'm hoping in the next month or so to have a blog. But until then, I started uploading pictures a few places. One on that Facebook challenge that I'm doing, 50 pages before you buy. So I'm uploading there. I'm uploading my pictures. I started to only did like 2 or 3 at 2-piece in a bucket, and also at Studio Calico. So at least there's a few places that you can go see still pictures. So I just want to let you guys know about that. And on everywhere, my username is Nicole Jones 911. so it should make it easy to find. So while I was telling you guys about that, I started working on my title, and the title is Gotta Run. And I put up my date tab on foam tape. And again, I used my humongous foam tape. And somebody asked me if that foam tape was acid-free. I think so, because I did buy it on a scrapbooking site, and it is from Scotch. And but I have to say, on the same sentence, I don't worry about that. She also asked if I thought those bags from Studio Calico, if they were acid-free. Honestly, maybe I should, but I don't worry about that, the whole acid-free thing, and I'll tell you why. Because years ago, when you had a photo, it was the one and only. You know, they didn't have the negatives, all that stuff. Now we have digital cameras. You can print it again, and those digital prints are going to be there forever. So I don't worry so much about the acid stuff. And that's my reason, because one, I take about 10,000 pictures in a year, if not more. So there's lots of pictures out there. And two, it's digital and they can reprint them. So I hope that answers your question. And sorry, I can't remember who asked that question. Like I said, I do read every comment. I don't always have time to reply right away. I'm going to try and spend half an hour today and do that. But I go back to work tomorrow, so I need to get my housework done and laundry, and I do want to get a couple of pages done. So at this point, I decide that I need to use my stamps more. And this is an Ali Edwards stamp, Technique Tuesday, and it's all about vacationing and all this stuff. So I'm going to use my Cup of Joe ink, and the words, I don't know if it's probably too far to see. One of them says adventure. The one I'm stamping now is wander. The next one is explore. And the one underneath that is journey. The one I'm stamping right now. And then the one after that is destination. And the one above that is observations. So it's just words, all words that, kind of has to do with my son and exploring, and he finds everything's an adventure, and the journey that we took to go there, and then they were just kind of sitting there on the top of the layout. So then I decided to, and when I don't know what I want to do, this is what I do. I just cleaned all my stamps. So then it gives me a few minutes to kind of think, look at the page and kind of think about what I want to do. So I'm just looking through my Copics to find a marker that matched the green that I wanted. And I'm going to color in some of those rhinestones. And then I'm going to put one by near every word so that they're kind of grounded there. So I'm going to take my craft knife, and what I do is I go around and I just put a dot of glue with my quick dry adhesive, and then I just drop the jewel in it. And again, that glue dries, clears. So hi everyone, I guess the recording was done. I didn't even notice that 19 minutes went by so quickly. So I just added a few still pictures. I guess my battery had died, but all I had left to do was add a few of those gems, and I didn't even splatter this time. And the page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.